You know, when we read the Bible in the comfort of our homes, it's so easy to miss some of the rich backdrop that brings a story to life. But the backdrop that surrounds the book of Ruth is certainly one of harvest and fullness, but it's also one of loss, of famine. And here in Judean desert of Israel, we shot the first dramatic reenactment in this remarkable story of Ruth.
Now it came to pass in the days when the judges ruled that there was a famine in the land of Judah. Elimelech and his wife Naomi left Bethlehem and journeyed to Moab, about a 3 or 4 day trek through the rugged mountains and arid plains surrounding the Dead Sea, and they were joined by their 2 sons, Mahlon and Chilion.
So the story of Ruth begins. You know, we shot this scene in the middle of the summer. Of all times of the year to choose, the middle of summer is when we chose to shoot this. And we had the luxury of getting there with an air-conditioned car, including our cast of players, our wardrobe, and so forth. But not everybody had that luxury of getting in an air-conditioned car. This Bedouin traveled somewhere from the desert where he lives with the camels, with the donkeys, to get to this site. And typically back then, 3,000 years ago or so, they would have traveled in a caravan. So although this is a small caravan, it's to suggest the idea that they traveled with somebody else, because it would have been the safest way to make it through the desert. Probably would have been multiple camels, 3, 4 other camels. We could only afford 1 camel, 2 donkeys, so that's what's included in the scene. Let's look at a map just to see where they were going, where they were coming from. This is the map of the area back then. Today, along here, this route, this area right here would be present-day Israel. Here's the Mediterranean Sea. Here's the Dead Sea. Approximately in the middle here, a little closer to the Dead Sea, is Jerusalem, right here. Just below Jerusalem is Bethlehem, right here. So it's from this area that we have Naomi and Elimelech and the 2 boys traveling to Moab. So the question is, how do you get from Bethlehem to Moab? There are 2 choices that they would have had. One would have been to go south along the shore of the Dead Sea, past what was Sodom and Gomorrah, which has been destroyed long ago, and then up to Moab, or to go the northerly route, to go along up this way past Jericho up here, cross the Jordan River, and then south to Moab. So who are our cast of players? Let's go back to this photograph here and look at them. By the way, speaking of photographs and even the video, I think authenticity is so very important in telling a picture, the story of the Bible. The Lord really deserves the best. So we make every effort to do just that, to show the authentic locations, authentic wardrobe, Israeli actors who look the part and play the part. So here we have, up front, leading the family, we have Elimelech here. Elimelech was an honorable man, respected by all in Bethlehem, and his name means "my God is king." Behind Elimelech we have Naomi, and her name means pleasant. She's a faithful supporter of her husband and of her 2 boys who are right behind her. And the boys' names are Chilion and Mahlon, and we'll get to know them better later on. So we don't know exactly what route they would have taken. We don't know, perchance they knew somebody in Moab area. We don't know that. All we do know is that they were anxious to get out of Dodge. It was dry, it was barren, there was a famine in the land, and they had to get to a place to survive, and so they went to Moab. So we're just beginning the story. We've not yet met Ruth, and she's coming along soon, so stay tuned for a great adventure as the encounter of this remarkable story of Ruth.